Greetings, imagination connoisseurs. Once again, it is I, your Duke of Dope Discourse, Robert Meyer Burnett. I invite you to watch and listen to the Designing Hollywood podcast, brought to you by Martika Ibarra and the great, legendary Hollywood costume designer, Marilyn Vance. I am afforded the wonderful opportunity of co-hosting the show. If you are interested in the magic of Hollywood, the design of Hollywood, the clothes of Hollywood, watch the Designing Hollywood podcast, available wherever you get your podcasts from, or find the video version on the John Campea YouTube channel. That's right, the Designing Hollywood podcast. Why would you ever want to miss it? Especially if you love the movies. Well, greetings, imagination connoisseurs. Once again, it is I, your Duke of Dope Discourse, your master of fun and wonder, your viceroy of verisimilitude, and all the other names people are calling me on social media. Robert Meyer Burnett, but I'm basically here as your pharaoh of physical media. Walk like an Egyptian, that's what I always say. And this is your favorite show about physical media. Let's get physical media. And we're in our hundreds. What is this, episode 128? Not sure, but you know what I am sure of? Now, I'm not saying that Bill Hunt was not a fantastic guest last week. We had a great, very informative show. But let's face it, he's just a guest star. The main attraction, the guy that you all know and love, your favorite German, my favorite German, everyone's favorite German is back. He's back. Our trash panda with Schnäppchens and Cat in the Bags and all kinds of things. Dieter Bastian, once again, all the way from Saarbrücken, Deutschland. How are things, Dietz? What is going on? Did you miss us? Did you miss me?
Of course, Rob. And I'm excited to do the show again with you. After last week, I got night shift. And I have to say thanks to Bill for replacing me. Finally, someone who can speak English and has knowledge about all this stuff, you know. Someone with authorship was on the show. Now you will have to do with the trash panda. And I say, greetings, imagination connoisseurs. Dieter here. Here I am. Rock you like Eric. And welcome to the B&B Motel for the final episode of season 3. Because in 5 days, Rob, we will hit November 10th. And 3 years ago, the first episode of Let's Get Physical Media.
Are you kidding? It's our third anniversary?
Yeah. On November 10th, there was the first show, Let's Get Physical Media, next week. So this is the final episode, actually, of season 3 of Let's Get Physical Media. And we will ask our showrunner at the end of the show, will he greenlight a 4th season of the show? Will he change the guest to someone like Bill Hunt, someone with knowledge, finally? Will it get canceled, the show? You know, we will ask the showrunner at the end of this show if we will get a 4th season. And Rob,
wait a minute.
Something that, yeah.
What showrunner? I don't see anyone here.
Are you not the show? Are you not the show?
Oh, me. Me. I'm the showrunner. Well, you know, I'd have to ask Des in Ireland if I'm a showrunner.
Yeah,
because he made the documentary and wrote the book. So you know, maybe he should be the one. As a matter of fact, you know what? I'll tell you what. If Des is watching the show, he was in LA too, and I missed him. If he's watching the show, we should make it up to him. I'm putting your fate in Dez's hands. You know, if Des thinks that we should continue the show, then we'll continue the show. I mean, I've always loved the Irish. And
Des can message me if we'll get a 4th season of Let's Get Physical Media.
I mean, I'm not, you know, I'm not saying that I'm putting you on the chopping block. I'm just saying that, I mean, you know, Des, you know, everybody on this channel, we have an official cheesemonger, we have an official sommelier, you know, which is not me. So why shouldn't we have an official showrunner, and why shouldn't it be Des?
Totally the right pick, Rob. The right pick. And
I think so.
One thing that always thrills me is at the beginning of the show when you say Saarbrücken, Deutschland. Because, Rob, tell the people what has happened this week on that fateful Wednesday.
Well, there's this game that they play in Europe with balls.
Yeah.
on a
That
big.
you don't care about, I know. Yeah.
Well, we do care about it. We care about it when Megan Rapinoe goes off the rails and says something crazy. Then people are all talking about what we call soccer, but you call it football. I guess football predates our American football. So really, we should call football soccer and call football football, but we don't, which I don't understand. Yeah. But your little town of Saarbrücken, Deutschland. You had I'm aware of it because you made me aware of it 100,000 times.
I had to do it.
Well, which I appreciate your moxie, and I need you to tell the folks at home what happened. What happened with your little football team?
I guess it's in other countries too. There's always a soccer competition where you have to play over. Teams play over the league. So team from the third league, like my hometown, Saarbrücken, can play against one of the first league. And we did play the biggest one there is in Germany, which is, of course, Bayern Munich.
I knew
and
that.
Rob, who did win on Wednesday? The David or the Goliath? On that fateful Wednesday?
Judging by that question, I would say that Goliath was beat and David triumphed.
Exactly, Rob. And
party
all night.
Speaking of that, David, he was a Jew and he used to be king of Israel. Just saying. Just for those of you who don't know your history, just want to point that out. Yeah. Go, David.
Exactly. And we beat Bayern Munich, Rob, 2-1, and it was party all night. We made history last Wednesday.
Did you drink an alcoholic beverage?
I should have, Rob.
But you didn't, did you? You had like a Coke.
Because Rob, I wasn't even aware that the play was going on. I was aware because I was taking a nap on the couch, I was waking up. I thought, now I will watch Hellraiser 3, Hell on Earth, from my Quartet of Torment set. And then when I put my tele on, it starts with the cable TV. And I thought, well, what is this? There's a soccer game. Wait, Saarbrücken on tele? What is this? Oh, DFB-Pokal against Bayern Munich. Okay, I will watch the first half.
What a fair weather fan you are.
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah. And then the game would be done, and I can finally watch a movie. But no, I stayed till the end, and I was rewarded, Rob, with a 2-1 for Saarbrücken, Germany. But let's get back to our stuff, Rob. And we talked about before the show, we will not go deep into the box office because there was this new movie coming out.
It's kind of interesting. Interesting because Anthony D'Alessandro reports the number one movie, once again, is Five Nights at Freddy's. The ramifications of the actor strike, Anthony writes, at the weekend box office continues to be felt as ticket sales this weekend plummeted to an estimated 64.6 million, down 49% from last weekend, which is currently the fourth lowest box office of 2023 to date. Remember, the legendary Warner Brothers Zendaya, Timothée Chalamet, Austin Butler, Florence Pugh sequel Dune Part 2 was originally set to play this weekend. And with its departure, there's at least 50 million, if not substantially more, missing from the box office. Legendary opted to move that sequel, based on the Frank Herbert novel, to March 2024, so that the actors could properly promote the sci-fi pick. The first picture's ticket sales siphoned from a day-and-day theatrical play on the streaming service Max. So after this weekend, the next three lowest frames at the box office for 2023 to date, two of them this past autumn, were September 15th through 17th, which did 62 million. Super Bowl weekend, February 10th and 12th, with 52 million, and Rock Bottom, September 22nd through 24th, which saw 51.8 million. Next week, Captain Marvel opens, and I have something that I would like to read about Captain Marvel.
Okay.
Now, I have a trusted friend who actually saw Captain Marvel. And as I posted on Twitter when I wasn't vocally supporting Yisrael, he said that he thought it was pretty good. And I trust him. And he said it was on par with the first movie, which I liked. I did. I liked the first movie. And I would like to read this article from our friends at Media Play News that we steal from all the time. But Stephanie Prang wrote this article, and Fandango Fandango says that The Marvels is the most anticipated Hollywood movie. Surveying nearly 2,000 ticket buyers, Fandango found that 83% of moviegoers plan to watch at least one wide-release film in theaters this holiday season, with nearly three-quarters of respondents planning to see at least 2 films in theaters, and 66% saying they are interested in seeing newly released movies. The results from Fandango's 2023 Most Anticipated Holiday Movie Survey are: at number 10, Godzilla -1. Yes. Number 9, Poor Things. Number 8, Michael Mann's triumphant return with Ferrari. Number 7, the musical version of Steven Spielberg's The Color Purple, produced by Oprah Winfrey and Steven Spielberg. I loves Harpo. God knows I do. Number 6, Disney's Wish. Number 5, Ridley Scott's Napoleon. Number 4, and I'm sure this is number 1 on your list with a bullet, The Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Number 3, Wonka, which, by the way, Wonka will be opening at the newly christened Seattle International Film Festival Theater, the SIF Downtown, I think is what it's called. It used to be Seattle Cinerama, where I saw many a movie when it opened. Like, I was there for the very first showing of Blade Runner. I saw Ben-Hur in 70mm there. It's opening with Wonka after 3 years. Greatest theater maybe on the West Coast.
It's the theater that got saved that you told us about.
It got saved, yes, and it's opening with Wonka. Number 2, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. And number 1, so don't be surprised if it does better. Look, I said that the first Captain Marvel, people were poo-pooing it. And people were like, now, well, it's just because it opened between Infinity War and Endgame. It's the only reason it did well. No, it did well because mothers and daughters went and saw it. The female audience, which is underserved with genre fare. And this time, they're getting 3 female leads. Don't be surprised if Captain Marvel overperforms, even though they're not reviewing it, or they're not allowing the critics to say what they think until a day before, which is a bad sign, admittedly. But I think Captain Marvel might not be the unmitigated disaster everyone says it's going to be. I could be wrong. But I'm just saying I wanted to read that. I wanted to read this article so people understood there is anticipation for this film in certain quarters. Not in my house. But, hey, I want it to be good. I want every movie to be good.
I would think, Rob, that even the Phantom Menace channels are looking forward to the movie. So there is. It's high
for
on
different reasons.
That list. for different reasons. Exactly.
We're all excited.
Yeah.
We're all
Rob,
excited.
I think you haven't seen Five Nights at Freddy's yet.
No.
Rob, and you haven't missed anything. What a terrible movie.
That's what everyone says.
What a slog, what a joyless slog to get through. I couldn't believe it. I watched it on Peacock.
Don't mince words, Dietz. What do you really think?
Yeah. No, Rob, don't waste your time. Don't watch anything else that you can. For me, it's the Halloween ends of this year, Rob. That's what Five Nights at Freddy's. And I came, of course, from the perspective that George Hutcherson is in the movie, not that I know the video game that is based on. But for me, he was trying to get custody for his daughter, and I was thinking, what is this? Kramer versus Kramer 2 or something? That he has the dream sequence about his lost brother that gets repeated one after the other. So for me, and then 110 minutes, I don't see why people say, oh, I had fun with it. No, it's no fun to be had with Five Nights at Freddy. And considering the bad guy, Rob, Matthew Lillard is in it, that's not a spoiler. He is the bad guy because there's no one else.
What a surprise.
What a surprise.
After Scream, you cast Matthew Lillard as the bad guy?
Yeah. Yeah.
First of all, if you don't like this movie, with your, let's call it, broad, eclectic range of films that you will give a pass to, if you don't like this movie, that is all I need to hear. Never need to see this. And it's too bad because it could have been a banger.
Yeah. Yeah. Considering
not everybody.
the
but you know what? I would like to point out that once again, Blumhouse, if you were to ask me 2 years ago, well, I would have, that The Exorcist Believer would not theatrically gross, that it would gross half of what Five Nights at Freddy's grossed in a movie theater. I would have said, I probably would have said, I believe you, because spending $400 million for the rights to make 3 Exorcist movies is folly. And after seeing Exorcist Believer, I'm perplexed. I'm terribly perplexed. I'm not just vexed. I'm perplexed. All the plexes. And I don't understand how that happened. But good on Blumhouse, because they need to make up the money they lost on that god-awful Exorcist movie, which, by the way, I have seen. Okay. And I think it misses the point. It's kind of like modern Star Trek. And like we talked about Mark Kermode's review, and I didn't understand what it's like to be on the viewing end of listening to me rant and rave about modern Star Trek. I didn't realize how truly annoying it is, or truly, I mean, until I saw Mark Kermode, and he didn't annoy me at all. But for people that like Star Trek, to hear me go on and on and on and on and on must be just death. So I understand. But anyway, Five Nights at Freddy's, total bummer. But what are you going to do?
At least I can.
It made money, though. It's in profit. It's profitable. It's a profitable $25 million or whatever it cost.
We'll make over 10 times its budget. So
yeah, people are making some money. As long as people are making it, it's always a good thing. I don't care if a movie's good, bad, indifferent, whatever. If a movie makes money, it's good for the industry. It's good for everybody that worked on it. Unfortunately, the people that wrote and directed it, including the creator of the game, are going to get a chance to make 5 nights at Freddy's, maybe 6 nights at Freddy's, 7 days and 7 nights at Freddy's, 8 days a week at Freddy's, 9.5 weeks at Freddy's.
But for me, Rob, the movie wouldn't have dropped 78% if it were good. Believe me that.
Well, it's also on TV,
Don't come
too.
with me with Mr. Peacock stuff. It wouldn't have dropped this far. If people would say, yeah, it's good. A worker colleague came to me and I said, don't go. It's not worth your time and money. Not for me. And I will not buy it, Rob. Even if there's already... And Universal is putting that out in 4K, but not stuff like Megan first, But Five Nights at Freddy is already getting a 4K release immediately. Insane.
Dude, I don't presume to understand what anyone is doing in the motion picture business anymore. I'm convinced that nobody really knows the motion picture business. There's only one person that I know, a producer I know, who I would bank on 100% of the time. And Jason Blum may be one of them. But Roy Lee, I'd bet on Roy Lee. The man has impeccable taste in material. And when something that it was his doesn't quite work out, it's not his fault. It's not his fault. His material is always great. And I'll tell you something. When there's a movie coming out, he produced Barbarian. By the way, once again, can I make a plea to anybody at Disney who's paying any attention at all? Look, their Snow White 4K disc is great. Cinderella is great. Why are you not giving us, or at least please, go to Second Sight, which, by the way, Chopper came out this week, and Ginger Snaps, the trilogy, came out from Second Sight this week. They put up their Mean Streets for pre-order, 4K pre-order.
That is, Rob, the thumb up.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, everybody, watch this.
Yeah.
Wait.
I saw it.
It's not working.
The bubble. You just made
there
it.
We go. There we go.
There you go.
Or you know what? How about this? I love Second Sight. So go to Second Sight, buy their Choppa, and buy Ginger Snaps. Even though only one of those movies is great, just buy anything that Second Sight puts out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Support your boutique labels. Vinegar Syndrome's putting out some bangers. All good.
Do we have another article that you wanted to read, or
did I? Oh yeah, I did. I absolutely did. It's just a question of where did that article go?
Oh,
hang on. Gosh. Oh, here it is. So I wanted to read an article about disc sales. September. This is again from John Latcham. And Sony Pictures Home Entertainment Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse was #1 on the top 10 list of physical media sales for September 2023, according to Circana's video scan tracking service that compiles DVD and Blu-ray transactions. The animated superhero sequel arrived on disc September 5th. The month's #2 title was another superhero movie, Warner Brothers' The Flash. So you haters can suck it. The Flash, which arrived on disc August 29th, its few days of sales at the end of August were apparently enough to make it number 95 that month, as the bulk of its sales came in September. The #3 September seller was Universal Pictures Fast X, which, by the way, Dietz, I have every Fast X movie, even Fast 9. I did not buy Fast X.
Yeah.
The newest Fast and the Furious franchise installment with Vin Diesel, it had been the #2 seller in August. The top August seller, Disney-owned Marvel Studios' Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, slipped to #4 in September. The #5 September seller was Disney's live-action remake of The Little Mermaid. Other newcomers on the September top 10 include Sony Pictures' No Hard Feelings, your favorite movie, at #7, and Paramount's Star Trek Picard Season 3 at #9. By the way, for all of you Picard lovers, the big Picard box set comes out this week that has all the Next Generation on it. And although they are missing the single discs that we did, but all of our documentaries that I did with Roger Lay Jr. for the Next Generation is in that set. So if you never got the TNG on Blu-ray, now is your chance. Get the big Picard box set. It's cool. I'm going to get it just because my work is on it. So go see my work. So September was Spider-Man, The Flash, Fast X, Guardians of the Galaxy, The Little Mermaid, John Wick Chapter 4, No Hard Feelings, Super Mario Brothers, Star Trek Picard, and #10 was Yellowstone, An Origin Story. Now, would you like to know the top-selling discs of the year?
Yeah, of course.
Here they are. This is amazing because it's not what you think. The year top 10 through September of 2023 are, let's go from number 10, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, #9, Top Gun Maverick, #8, Puss in Boots, The Last Wish. #7, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. #6, Fast X. #5, Black Adam. #4, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. #3, this is only number 3, Avatar, The Way of Water. #2.
Only 3?
Only 3. Okay. #2, John Wick Chapter 4. Ooh. And #1, the #1 selling disc through September of this year, the #1 selling disc of 2023, Super Mario Brothers, the movie, which tells you there's absolutely a correlation between disc sales and console gamers. Because why? Console games have, if you have an Xbox and a PlayStation, you can still rock your physical media.
And what we say, Rob, it's a little bit equivalent to the box office, what a movie makes. Yeah. That's why we see what the box office holds every week. What kind of movie is making money.
Yeah. money.
Nice. But I think Spider-Man could get some slots above because it's a relatively new release considering the top 10. But Avatar, I would have figured would be at the top.
By the way, our own cherub-faced angel, Irene Jobson, she says she disagrees with you on Five Nights at Freddy's.
Probably a lot of people, Rob, but it is not a good movie.
And by the way, Mr. Dan Candy, he is now an imagination connoisseur. He's joined the channel as a member. For those of you who don't know, there'll be a member call next week when I return from Chicago, you're my kind of town. Going to Chicago with, guess who I'm going to Chicago with? Todd Stashwick.
Yeah.
Captain Liam Shaw himself, the week that Picard comes out on disc. And I'm going to shoot Max Allen Collins, writer of Too Many Bullets and the Nathan Heller series. And next week, I heard from my composer, next week I think we're going to have a finished version of the proof of concept of our audio drama.
Yeah. So just a little promotion for the Kickstarter campaign.
Yeah, we're going to start a Kickstarter campaign, but that proof of concept, it's about 12 minutes long, so you're going to be able to hear it. But yeah, so we're going to launch a Kickstarter campaign for these audio dramas. Now I have more of a handle on, because I'd never done this before. and it's more complex than you might think. But there's the original score, the music that I've been playing over observations is from. That's another piece by Alexander Bornstein. He's with real musicians playing on the music. The sound design's incredible. Stashwick is great as Nathan Heller. Chris Carr is really good in it. My friend David Starzyk. I think it's gonna be fun. I don't know if anyone is going to support me after my, staunch support of Israel, but we shall see. Who knows? Who knows? At least I'm true to myself.
Yeah.
You know that you're not getting some. You're getting. Look, what have I always said about the 21st century? The currency of the 21st century is going to be authenticity, and if nothing else, Dietz, you get authenticity from me. I'm not going to snow you. I'm not going to tell you anything you want to hear. You're going to get pure, uncut Rob Burnett. Always. Oh man, that was great. Wow.
So are you in Chicago the whole week?
I leave Monday and I'm back on Thursday night.
Okay.
And then Friday, hopefully, I'll be going into the final sound mix or whatever.
Sound mix, nice. Rob, we have one letter, I would say.
Okay. You want to rock that letter out? By the way, before we do that, there was a few super chats that came in last night that I didn't. That I didn't see. One is from Thomas Logan.
Yeah.
Thomas Logan asked me last night to discuss Battle in Space, the Armada Attacks, and from 2021. And he's probably asking me that because I'm listed as an editor on that movie.
Yeah. I've seen Thomas Logan has an account now on Letterboxd, and he has a specific list with just your movies, and that movie was on there, and I said, I have no idea about this.
So this is interesting. So Battle in Space, the Armada Attacks is a feature-length compilation of different science fiction short films. And one of them is Lucas Kendall's Skyfighter, which I edited. I didn't produce it. I edited. He wrote and directed it. I edited it and oversaw post-production. And that's part of that film. So, and I'm really proud of Skyfighter. I think Lucas did a great job directing it. It was done for a low budget, and it was picked up by the Dust channel, and over 2 million people have watched it, which is probably more people than have watched everything I've ever made in my life. Well, maybe not, because Cody Banks is in there too. But yeah, so that's cool. So there you go, Thomas. Battle in Space, the Armada Attacks. That's where that comes from. I did not know he had that on his letterbox. Everyone's asking me to join that. That's just one more distraction in my life.
Me too, Rob. Me too. Haven't done that either. More super chats, or should I go to the letter?
Go to the letter, buddy.
Okay. Which, of course, comes from Brian Knight. Best decade of rock music to use in a movie. Robert and Dieter. What is the best decade of rock and roll music to use in a movie? I don't think the movie should be limited to music if it's not set in the decade it takes place in. A Knight's Tale is a good movie enhanced with great rock and roll music. I am partial to the 80s, but the 70s will do in a pinch. I think Shrek, Parent Trap, Lindsay Lohan, and Guardians of the Galaxy would not be successful without their great soundtracks. The success of Shrek 3 and Guardians of the Galaxy fell off with poor music choices. It's actually a good question.
So I think it's
Brian.
a great question.
Yeah. But I wouldn't limit actually myself, considering even if I would, of course, go through the heavy and hard rock section of the 80s, but it has to fit the movie. That is first and foremost the most important thing. I always think about Quentin Tarantino's Kill Bill and the music of George Zamfir, The Last Shepherd, which I would say is a song that my mom listens to. But he made that song work in Kill Bill. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it when I heard that song, because here it's more like, I would say, folk music, something like that. But Quentin make it work. So it has to work considering the movie. It has to fit.
Irene Jobson sends in a super chat, and Irene says, "Eat deep dish pizza, please." Now, because it's coming from Irene, I'm wondering if that is a euphemism. Would you like to come eat my deep dish pizza? My answer to that question is yes, always.
Rob, is there?
Oh,
is there
I see. Because I'm going to Chicago. That's what she means.
Oh.
I thought she might have meant something else. But I'm going to eat deep dish Chicago pizza.
Rob, your take on rock and roll music in a movie? Is there a decade that you would prefer to hear?
You know, well, I'm with you. I mean, it really depends. I mean, I do think that for me, if you watch a movie like Dazed and Confused, which is set in 1976, album-oriented rock for me, because, you know, I was a kid, and when I was a kid, I grew up in Seattle, and there was a radio station, and I think it was, I don't know if it was AM or FM, it might have been AM, but it was KJR, Seattle, Channel 95, and KJR was an AOR album-oriented rock station. So, you know, anytime it would play Foreigner or Foghat or Steely Dan or Heart, those songs, I have a Pavlovian sort of response to them. Like if I hear like the beginning of a Heart song, whether it's Magic Man or Barracuda or, you know, you know, it's almost like watching porn. It just arouses me. It's just like, oh, you know, and you can't help it. So if you put a song like that in a movie, if it's employed correctly, it'll get. And Dazed and Confused has a banger 70s soundtrack. Now, the same thing is true of 80s music, because that's 80s was I was already a fan of music as I was coming out of my, you know, 10, 11, 12. But when I became a teenager, that's when I started going to the Tower Records and getting imports. And so if I hear stuff like Duran Duran or New Order or Depeche Mode or Christian Death, Goth, Bauhaus, Tones on Tail, or Love and Rockets, you know, any of that stuff, I immediately like when John Hughes was really good at using that kind of music. Like in She's Having a Baby, they used the Love and Rockets track "Haunted When the Minutes Drag" off 7/3 of Teenage Heaven, and I was like, oh my god, you know, I couldn't believe they were using that song. And I mean, I don't know how excited people would get, or when you saw Bauhaus playing Bela Lugosi's Dead at the beginning of The Hunger in 1983. I mean, that was, you know, it really, the song has to fit the movie. And I think any era, like I'm not as attached to 90s music, but because I just wasn't, I kind of fell off following popular music in the 90s. I mean, after the Seattle grunge explosion happened, mid 90s and onward, you know, I kind of fell out of that because I was still listening to 80s music. But it depends. Any era has music that can be effectively employed in movies. You have to have a great music supervisor.
And I'm not that negative, Rob, when the movie is playing, let's say, like the new Transformers movies, Rise of the Beast, 1994, and someone pointed out that the song is from 1995 or 1996.
You know what, though? I hate that because I hate that. I hate that. Like in Stranger Things, they've sometimes made... I hate that because it shatters...
The similitude is broken.
You said it. And because the thing is, it bothers me that somebody look. It also bothered me in Stranger Things when the toy Millennium Falcon they're using was a '90s reissue of the original Millennium Falcon because it had the engine detail on it from the special edition. And I'm like, okay, the art department failed, and as somebody from if you're trying to be evocative of the '80s, you can't fail by getting wrong versions of toys. Because I'll notice. Okay. I mean, you're trying to be. You've got all these people like the Duffer Brothers didn't really even. I mean, maybe they grew up in the '80s, but if you collected all those toys and you see you're trying to create a period, and they themselves probably didn't even notice. I noticed. I'm like, great, And once you've seen one detail that's wrong, you start looking for all the other details. And then I'm starting to look at, that song hadn't come out yet, but you used it anyway.
But for me, it's mostly that I probably don't know exactly when that song came.
No, I know,
out,
but so if I do, but then again,
20 years ago,
like in A Knight's Tale, they did that on purpose. They're using modern. Now, let me ask you this, since you brought this up. There's a lot of talk about the Highlander remake. Henry Cavill's going to play Connor McLeod, and they've been talking about how they're going to reuse the Queen tracks.
Yeah.
Do you think they should?
Those songs are, of course, tied to that movie.
Who Wants to Live Forever?
Yeah. The question is, do we really want a remake of Highlander?
No.
That's perhaps.
I mean, they're talking about spending $100 million on Highlander. I mean, why? Highlander is the kind of movie that you could make a banger movie and it could be a character piece. Because if you look at Highlander, it's not like there's armies. Well, there are actually, that's not true. There are scenes where there are armies battling in the past, but you could actually make. I mean, I would see that Highlander spend $45 million on it and have it. If you made it awesome, I mean, I know they're probably, because of the stunt work or whatever, it's going to be expensive, but why are you going to spend $100 million on a Highlander movie?
Yeah.
It's kind of a romantic character study.
But I haven't dived into it. If they are telling a different tale from the last Highlanders that are left, perhaps it could be good to use the music of Queen. It's, almost already the member berries, I remember that song.
Yeah, well, and the thing is, what's weird is I always find it interesting if you're going to remake the movie and use the same music, it just reminds you of the original movie. Exactly. Why would you want to do that? I mean, I understand it's pretty iconic, but I can see using Who Wants to Live Forever, but or have somebody look, I thought, what was it, the Immigrant Song at the beginning over the credits of Girl with the Dragon Tattoo? The Trent Reznor
from Nine Inch Nails was?
Yeah, it was Trent Reznor and what's her face? Was it the girl from the Yeahs? Karen O. But I think Karen O sang on that track.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Was that remake is a fucking banger, man. I mean, it's not that they use the Immigrant Song in other movies, but that remake of that song is owned. I mean, it belongs to Fincher's Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. And it was so cool. That remake is so good with the way the drums come in. I mean, it's so cool. Why not? And I understand Freddie Mercury is iconic and it is Highlander.
Yep.
But it's a great, if you're going to use those songs, I mean, I can't believe I'm even saying this, but have somebody like Trent Reznor do re-recordings. And then you when you drop in the original, maybe they're going to do this. I don't know. They said they were going to use the music. I don't know.
It's great that you remind me of that, Rob, because there was the Freddie Mercury tribute concert after he died, and Seal song "Who Lives Forever," and this was a great version.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Seal too, and get Trevor Horn to produce it.
Yeah. So, like you said, if somebody else would re-record those songs,
yeah, but
I mean, could be.
Yeah, it could. I just think that there's an opportunity if you're going to do a Highlander remake to plant your own flag. And but those songs are so iconic. I mean, Who Wants to Live Forever is such a great and we are
Princes of the Universe.
Princes of the Universe. I mean, that song is both of those songs are so great. Totally. But I mean, I can't hear them without thinking about that movie.
Exactly. Well, they're tied to Highlander, to the original one.
Yes, I mean, I love that.
Okay. So, Rob, I think we should show some physical media.
I think so. Would you like to start? What did you get this week?
The first one, Rob. I was so thrilled when you showed that title last week, and then immediately you disappointed me, Rob.
Oh, here it comes.
Because you said, I will never watch that great movie with Cynthia Rothrock, Magic Crystal, How is your view from your high horse, Rob? I will probably never watch it. But this is not the Vinegar Syndrome edition. This is the 88. So probably, Rob, you have the more juicier one, even if it comes with a reversible cover artwork. And I watched it this week, Rob. Well, let's say I can probably understand why you probably won't watch the movie, but nevertheless, I had fun with it, and it's one of the first with Andy Lau, from Infernal Affairs.
Okay, that's cool.
And perhaps you should give it a watch, Rob. But as you always say, Rob, you have to take the whimsical in a big chunk. When it comes to
all right, I'll bring my
Magic
my
Crystal,
which is
a kind of mix, a little bit Indiana Jones, a little bit E.T., a little bit Close Encounters of the Third Kind, of course, with cool martial arts action in between. Magic Crystal, but you don't have the Vinegar Syndrome in your hand to show your version of the movie?
No,
No. Okay.
I'm looking because no.
But you showed it last week.
I did. You know what I did? I filed those. I put those. I alphabetized them and put them in my collection already.
Nice.
I know, right?
The next one, of course, I had to get the 4K, and I decided first to get the Emery, considering the cover. I like the cover of the Mech 2, the Trench. Unfortunately, no 3D release in the world, so we have to go with just the 2D version, Mech 2, the Trench. And considering the releases, Warner at the moment is just releasing the 4K only anymore, so no Blu-ray in those sets. The next one I watched on, I think it was Friday, I believe. I watched Blue Beetle, Rob, which is, a little bit late to the party, I would say. It would probably fly a little better if it were perhaps 15 years ago. So not bad, but just in that middle of the road tier, I would say, for Blue Beetle. And nothing else underneath it from Warner, but shiny. The next one, I think I got lucky, Rob, because I think I got it early, which I shouldn't have, but Amazon did send it out. There was some shenanigans with the release date. I got Gran Turismo, the exclusive steelbook,
nice,
for the movie. And the movie is, I would say, it's a good movie, but actually not what I came for. I was looking for great race sequences, but what kept the movie afloat was actually David Harbour and his connection to the guy, it's already forgotten his name, who went on this great adventure playing Gran Turismo and then getting the chance to do real racing. And one of my worker colleagues came this week to me and he showed me the actual footage of the accident that he had on the Nordschleife, Nürburgring. And it is really, really almost one-to-one depicted in the movie. But the race stuff, Rob, is a little bit disappointing for me because it's just the outside of the race. Then you get him in the cockpit. You get some showing of the speed, you get the mechanics. So it's a little bit too montagey for me, the race sequence. I would love to have seen a little bit more, just stay with the cars. But there are some nice shots where the car gets dissolved per CGI into virtual reality. So good movie, but I wouldn't put it at exceptional. What was great was David Harbour. Cat in the Bag, Rob. Let me just check, it's an Italian movie. Die Yacht in Germany, so The Yard. Hope it's a good thriller, at least it looks that way. And luckily, reversible cover artwork, so no stamp on the front for the age appropriately. Next one, next Cat in the Bag. If all is said and done, Rob, perhaps there will be only The Last Boy on Earth.
Wow.
Which is a Russian, let me just see, Rob. I think it's a Russian movie. No, it is in English, but I think it's it's Russian, but perhaps they shot it in English. The Last Boy on Earth. So I have no idea. Cat in the Back. And another Cat in the Back with Frank Grillo, Stephen Dorff, and Alan Musi, who played in Kickboxer, the last Kickboxer movie, just called King of Killers.
All right.
But I don't expect that much from it. And after we had The Last Boy on Earth, Rob, it's time for the Chinese movie Earth Rescue Day. You know, hopefully a fine sci-fi epic. And
Well,
the
you
last one
certainly
I will
haven't
show-
disappointed when you take a week off.
Yeah. And the last one I will show for the first horror is actually already a remake, and the original was called, forgot to look it up. I think it was Beneath the Surface or Breaking the Surface. But now it's called, in America, it's actually a German remake, The Dive, where two sisters get trapped underwater. I think the original one was from a Norwegian or Danish movie, and it was, I think, Beneath the Surface. I totally forgot the name, but this is actually a remake of that movie. And let me just see. I think it is, no language is English, but I think it's a German production. So The Dive as the last part of my haul. So Rob, you already showed movies last week. What did you get this week?
Well, Dietz, first of all, the unofficial sponsor of this show, Kino Lorber, sent me. I love getting boxes from Kino, which they sent me some cool shit, to be honest.
Cool shit.
Yeah, they sent, first of all, 2 Eric Romer movies that I have not seen, 4 Adventures of Renette and Maribel, and The Aviator's Wife. And I love that they have all of these sort of sub collections within Kino Lorber. So they're putting out silent movies now, Eric Romer movies. There's bonus features, and on both of these, there's commentary and stuff. And these are, of course, in French. And very happy to get these. So, again, I never know what Kino Lorber is going to send me. And then a movie that I saw when it first came out, 2 Days in the Valley with James Spader.
Ooh, nice call.
And I haven't opened these. Maybe if there's double covers on this, I don't know. Then a 70s. I used to love this movie when I was a kid. Burt Reynolds, Gator. He was doing a series of these. I mean, it's funny.
I remember.
Look at that poster.
Remember Archer, the animated show Archer, making fun of the Burt Reynolds movie Gator, or at least Archer is a big fan of that movie too.
Now this is a sequel to White Lightning, and I was looking at the name. Gator McCluskey is who he plays, and Lauren Hutton's in this, and of course Jerry Reed. Gotta love Jerry Reed. I love this movie, but I don't have White Lightning. So I need to get White Lightning now. But look, now that is a movie poster. That's what movie posters used to be. And then Neon. I haven't even seen this. Neon City, a science fiction movie with Michael Ironside.
Yeah.
And it's a new HD master. There's audio commentary from the director on here. And I mean, Neon City. Take a deep breath. It may be your last. Welcome to the year 2053. And of course, Vanity, as in Vanity 6, Prince's ex-girlfriend, whatever, is in this movie. So Neon City with Michael Ironside. And my favorite thing that Kino Lorber sent me this week, I can't wait to watch this, Stalag 17 in 4K. Yes, indeed. This film, I mean, this movie is so great. There's a bunch of audio commentaries on here. And of course, this is Billy Wilder and William Holden from Sunset Boulevard, coming back, winning Oscars. This is a great, great, great movie. I can't wait to see this. And this is, once again, Kino Lorber puts out a Dolby Vision master of a classic black and white film. How amazing. and from 1953. So Kino Lorber, I love you. And because they're always putting out great, great stuff. Happy to add them into my collection. And you should support them too. Now, the next thing I got, dude, was because of my friend Clark Von Trotha. Clark Von Trotha said to me, he goes, "Hey, man, have you seen 101 Films' version of Christopher Nolan's Memento? Have you seen the release of that?" And I said, "I have not." And he goes, "Well, run over to their website and check it out. And if it's something you're interested in, and you should be, buy it." He wasn't kidding, dude. This might be one of my favorite releases of the year. So here it is. It's Christopher Nolan's Memento from 101 Films. But now, let me just show you what it comes with. So it comes with...
Yeah, I know, Rob. I know what it comes with.
Oh, because you have it.
Yeah, I showed it two weeks ago.
Right, I'm just saying. And I finally got it. So there you go. And I won't show you everything, but because you showed everything it comes with. I didn't realize how great it was until you showed it, but then it was Clark who put me onto this in the first place. So here you go. I love it. And
totally.
I'll wait. I'll stop. I'll stop now.
Nice.
I'll stop now. So yeah, that Memento is great, dude.
Yeah. And speaking of digital stuff that I have seen, Rob, considering the last 2 weeks, this was, of course, the talk of the town, the South Park episode.
Oh, my God.
Joining the Pandaverse. Have you seen it, Rob?
Oh, dude, it's so genius. It's so genius.
Totally. Put a chick in it. Make her lame and gay. It was totally great. The episode from South Park joining the Pandaverse. Then I watched from Chesapeake Johnson, who did a lot of movies with my friend Scotty Atkins. He did put out this new one with Olga Kurylenko, which of course was a Bond girl in the second one.
Quantum
of Solace. Exactly. You didn't know the Bond girl, and I forgot the title. Boudica, unfortunately, it's direct to video, more or less. So the ambitions were bigger than the movie, unfortunately, can hold up to. So, but I probably will buy it because of Olga. Then a movie, Rob, horror is still great, firing on all cylinders, because it has great reception, and it totally lived up to it. I watched, Rob, When Evil Lurks on Shudder. And
I heard that was really good.
Yeah. And it is from the director Damien Rugner. I hope I said that correctly. And speaking of physical media, Rob, I bought his movie before that as a media book, which is called Terrified, which I remember it being actually mediocre, but now I'm really looking forward to watching it again, because I had this movie as, I believe, in English, the UK Blu-ray. And this is the German media book of it, which then comes, I think, with a little bit of more bonus features, because I think it has, let me just see, I think it has an audio commentary from him, but I'm not exactly sure. Where is the back? Here it is. Let me just check. Making of, yes, an audio commentary from it is with him, and it is a limited edition, Rob. 141 I got. I believe it's 500. I don't know. So from Damien Ruger, he made Terrified, and now he's out on a prowl with When Evil Lurks. Great movie, Rob. I don't want to give anything away. Going blind. As always, it is on Shudder in the States. Then you made me aware of this, but at the moment I can't pre-order the Blu-ray, but I will. I watched Suitable Flesh from Joe Lynch. Had a great time with it. Great fun. Great practical effects. The only thing, little drawback, the movie looks too digital, too clean.
Yeah.
it looks a little bit on the cheap side through the look, but had a great time with it. Great people, Barbara Crampton, Heather Graham, Bruce Davison is in it. So for me, this is a must-buy when it will come out on Blu-ray. So when Evil Lurks, Suitable Flesh, totally great. And this afternoon, before I started putting everything up, I watched on Disney Plus, it is on Hulu in the States, I watched Quiz Lady with Sandra Oh and Aquafina. Totally fine streaming movie. They have some good laughs, nothing big, nothing deep. So just a nice time waster, which is actually fine to be on streaming. So, but when Evil Lurks and Suitable Flesh, I will definitely buy. Five Nights at Freddy, I won't.
Well, it's funny that you say that because one of our look what's coming out. This is coming out on disc, so we can get Suitable Flesh. I mean, Heather Graham and Barbara Crampton showing. I'm excited for that.
Totally had a blast with it.
Suitable Flesh. I love that Shudder puts out their stuff on physical media. So Suitable Flesh, Joe Lynch. Is it Adam Green or Joe Lynch?
Joe Lynch.
Joe Lynch. Right.
Yeah.
Love
but
Joe
he's
Lynch.
a big friend of Adam Green.
Yes. I always mix the two of them up, even though I should not. I love their movies. So that's a good one. Which is
Adam Green exciting. Made the Frozen movie and the Hatchet series.
Yep. And
Adam Green on the show with Dave Parker on Midnight.
I have Frozen on Blu-ray. I really like. I mean, I'm a skier. I really like that movie.
Yeah.
So let's see. I got a few people have written in. Razel Prime, one of two. Hi, Robin Dietz. You're gonna love this. Last week, I had the urge to watch Jean-Claude Van Damme's Bloodsport, and wondered if there was a 4K release. A search later, I found that it did. But it's only a German release that just came out on September 1st. Bought the Steelbook, arrived 2 days ago, and the transfer and new special features are fantastic.
There you go.
Good on those Germans.
Yeah.
And then World in Pajamas has been a member
Lady?
for 14 months. Tracy, Science Lady, she says Duran Duran is headlining the 2024 Latitude Festival. You know what I just realized? I did not bring this down, but I did get the new Duran Duran album on a super deluxe edition on Blu-ray that has both the 5.1 mixes and the Dolby Atmos mixes. So Duran Duran's new record came out. I have it in the media room because I was cranking it loud. It's great. If you're interested in getting those, go to Super Deluxe Edition. They have great stuff. I mean, a lot of their great stuff is sold out. I recently pre-ordered Soft Cell's Nonstop Erotic Cabaret and the new Trevor Horn record that's coming out. Bob Clearmountain's remixing these things for Atmos, and boy, that new Duran Duran album, it's their 16th studio album, and I'm a huge Duran Duran fan. I think it's got a lot of great tracks on it. It's a really fun record, but it's not top tier Duran Duran, but it's really interesting. And I really liked it. It sounds incredible. So if you want to get Dance Macabre, I would. And if you have the means, go to Super Deluxe Edition and buy it from them because, man, it's a banger. Woohoo!
Nice.
So, and now, 5 Dot Toast sends in a tip, $20 tip, and says, "Cheers, Rob and Dietz. I find myself pursuing DVDs in equal measure to 4K and Blu-ray discs because I'm increasingly concerned that a post-studio involvement disc landscape would see DVD players as 3D printable commodities with easier reverse engineering." Okay, this is really interesting. So if I get what you're saying, 5 Dot Toast, you're concentrating, you're still buying DVDs, which, by the way, if you look at our graphic from Media Play News, this week's graphic, it shows that DVDs, the week ending October 28th, the last week of October, full week, DVDs are still making up almost 60% of all the physical media sold are still DVDs. Blu-ray is at 30 and UHD 4K is at 10%. So to be buying DVDs is not necessarily wrong. And DVD players, basically Blu-ray and 4K discs are more like computer programs than DVDs are. So when you play a DVD, it's a lot, the internal, long story short, to simplify it, DVDs are much simpler to play than Blu-rays or 4K discs. So what 5.toast is saying is, I understand, and the idea of stockpiling DVDs might not be a wrong thing. I mean, the thing that if I'm lucky and I live to be 80, then I think that that means I only need my equipment for 25 more years or whatever, little less than that. So as long as I can play my discs until I'm dead, because I feel like when I'm infirm and have a catheter and nothing works anymore, I can still be sitting on a chair like drooling, and slowly. All I need to do is be ambulatory enough that I can just get to the disc player and move back and forth.
Best Buy will sell you the medical equipment for that.
I know, I can get it all at Best Buy now, right? Yeah, totally. And maybe I'll have a mechanical contraption that, like one of those you put a dollar in and you get the little like the Mystic Portal, in Toy Story. It'll pick up my discs, something like that. But that's all I need. So as long as but playing discs is going to be a problem in the future. How are you going to play them? What are you going to play them on? I don't know.
Fingers crossed the players.
But that's interesting that 5.toast is. But it's funny because one of the things that has surprised me about Kino Lorber, and once again, shout out to Matt at Kino Lorber. They know, and I'll tell you something. I was talking to, Bill Hunt and I were talking about how Kino Lorber is always putting their 4K discs on BD 100s. So you get the highest bit rates out of their 4Ks. I mean, their 4Ks, I don't know how Kino Lorber is doing it. I want to figure out how their business model works. But what they're putting out and they're licensing, whether it's from Paramount, whether it's from Universal, whether it's from MGM, I mean, they're licensing out these titles and their 4K discs are bangers, but they're also putting out some really great stuff on DVD. And they've been sending me stuff that I showed this like last week, but here's this is Agatha Christie's Criminal Games of the 70s. They put this out, and I showed this a couple weeks ago, but this is a DVD, and they're still putting out a lot of great documentaries. That documentary, Only in Theaters, they put out on DVD. I watched a really interesting French film on DVD that they put out that they sent me. So DVDs are still a very vibrant way to collect media. So, 5.toast isn't wrong. And while I prefer the higher resolution, with my upscaling with my players and my TV, DVDs look great.
Nice.
5.toast makes another good point.
Yeah.
DVDs are patent-free at this point for their codecs. So when you make a Blu-ray or a 4K, you are paying a licensing fee, whereas with DVDs you're not. And so that's a really interesting point that 5.toast is making, that it's DVDs are patent-free. So maybe you need a laser still, but you could 3D print. I never thought about that, but in the future you'll be able to 3D print that thing, those machines.
Okay.
Guy Newby says, please give me the Tron Legacy soundtrack in Atmos. I am 100% with you, but I think you can go to HD. There's that site where you can download uncompressed. I don't know if it's in 5.1, but you can download the Tron Legacy soundtrack, and they've expanded it. They've added tracks that aren't on the original release. And Guy Newby says also, where's my goddamn Tron and Tron Legacy 4K? I'm right there with you, Guy. I mean, I think Disney, their 100th anniversary has been disgraceful in terms of releases. As we were saying before, as I was saying with Bill Hunt, no 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, no Mary Poppins in 4K. Really bad, really. But Warner Brothers and Disney should be ashamed of themselves. But what can you do? I don't know. I don't know, Deeds. I don't know. So where are we at?
Do we go to the news, Rob? What will
we could. Out? I mean, there's not that much news. I mean, obviously, I read the articles already about disc sales, but we can delve into it because there's some cool stuff coming out. Of course, Kino Lorber is releasing another one of their film noir sets, The Dark Side of Cinema, and in it, this is kind of funny. In it is Iron Man. Look,
what?
Iron Man. Not the Iron Man we know, but it's part of their. I didn't even know there was an Iron Man movie, but it's going to be in their new film noir set. So you go, Kino Lorber, bringing us the good stuff. Very excited about that. MVD is putting out a movie called Joysticks in an Atari Box. I think it's cool that they're doing it. I've never seen this movie. It's from 1983. I know nothing about this movie, but they're putting it out in this cool box, which means I would probably get it just to have this box because it's cool. Now, I know everyone, this I don't know why this has become such a divisive movie, but it's coming out in 4K. Richard Curtis's Love Actually, the ultimate romantic comedy. I love this movie. I know people love it or hate it. I love this movie. And I will buy this on 4K because I love it. And then we have coming from Scream Factory, Shout Factory, we've got Thinner is coming out. We've got Forced Vengeance with Chuck Norris is coming out, which is cool. So those are kind of neat titles, I guess. And then a movie I've never seen this movie, but I remember the trailers and the ad campaign, and I'm going to buy this movie because I've always wanted to see it. Charles Bronson, Telephone. I mean, Donald Pleasance, Lee Remick, Charles Bronson, some terrorist movie. They'll do anything to stop Telephone. I mean, don't know what this is about. Some terrorist thing. It just sounded cool. Scream Factory is putting it out. So I will buy it. And I think this is one for both of us. Scream Factory is putting this out too, or Shout. Don't know what it is, Deets. But Topless Love, Street Girls is coming out. Don't know what this is, but it looks right up our alley. Yeah. Street Girls. Okay. You belong to the streets. That's coming out. How exciting. Also, Guillermo del Toro's Mimic is coming out. 4K of Mimic. I believe
the director's cut, Rob? Will it be the
that's a good question. I'm not sure. Not sure. Yeah. Also, very cool. Henri Clouzot, the movie that William Friedkin's Sorcerer is based on. The Wages of Fear is coming out in 4K. This is a great movie, a must own. Our beloved Vinegar Syndrome is putting out Daryl in 4K.
Yes, I've seen it. Yeah.
And they're also putting out, this is interesting, a new box set called Lost Picture Show. They're putting out, there's a documentary about film restoration that's part of this, but this is a collection of movies that I really don't know much about, but Vinegar Syndrome is putting this out, and let me read about this because you know how much we love Vinegar Syndrome here, and I want to give them their due on this one. So they're making here is wait Against the Grain is part of this, but Vinegar Syndrome's Lost Picture Show. It's going to include Oliver Drake's forgotten proto-slasher, The Las Vegas Strangler, a.k.a. No Tears for the Damned, Larry Crane's murder mystery nudie, Beware the Black Widow, Joe Sarno's stirring seaside drama, Deep Inside, Albert Zugsmith's notorious bad taste thriller, Violated, Walter Burns' underground sexual freakout, Barbara, James Newslow's nuclear holocaust scare film Red Midnight, Titus Mode's Ode to Forgotten Americana, The Last of the American Hobos, Carlos Tabalina's erotic morality tale, What's Love, Charles Neat's Sex and Gore Frenzy, The Sex Serum of Dr. Blake, the original cut of Voodoo Heartbeat, and finally, Don Greer's jaw-dropping and unnerving kiddie film and musical, The Rare Blue Apes of Cannibal Isle, a.k.a. The Pirates of Cannibal Isle. And they're proud to present
any of these movies.
I don't either, but as they say, they're proud to present their most ambitious, audacious, and all-around home video first. In honor of 10 years of Vinegar Syndrome, we proudly present Vinegar Syndrome's Lost Picture Show, a 10-film collection of long-thought lost American genre films, all restored from their best-known and surviving elements. This wide-ranging collection covers genres from exploitation to horror to kids' films to underground vanity projects and a couple of movies so weird they defy description. So, come on, man. You got to buy that shit. Because it's Vinegar Syndrome, and why not? So, that's exciting.
Yep.
And then that Pet Sematary, this all-star Pet Sematary sequel, Bloodlines, is coming out in 4K if people want that. And then we've got, I don't even know what this is, but it's coming out. It's to be honest, I had not even heard of this movie.
Yeah.
But it is coming out. And it is from Deaf Crocodile. And Deaf Crocodile is a pretty cool label. They're always putting out things that I have never heard before. But this is a restoration of the mysterious castle in the Carpathians. A unique and almost indescribable mix of gothic fiction, steampunk gadgetry, and which was designed by the Czech animation wizard Jan Svankmajer, slapstick comedy and romantic opera. Director Oldfish Lipsky's wonderfully bonkers delight has elements of the Fearless Vampire Killers, Terry Gilliam, Mel Brooks, and the Benny Hill Show. And it's based on an 1892 Jules Verne novel, The Carpathian Castle, which partially inspired Bram Stoker to write Dracula. So I don't know much about it, but there is a restoration. There is a trailer restoration for it. And hey, this sounds right up my alley. So that's coming out. We have a 4K coming out of Gunfight at the OK Corral, which is very, very cool. And I'm interested in that. And of course, a new version of Funeral Home, a special edition. And what else? I think that's it. I think that's, oh yeah. And the Prophecy box set. Speaking of Vinegar Syndrome, the Prophecy box set is coming out. So if you like I like the first Prophecy movie, but that's coming out. And that's the news that's fit to print, Deets. There you go.
Wasn't the Prophecy out from imprint in Australia?
I'm sure.
Or was it God's Army? I'm not sure anymore. I think they put out the collection. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what to say. 200 Watt Studio says, Rob, Kino's Columbo set is coming out on Blu-ray. I think it's next week. Can you hook me up with the band special features that Universal balked at? I don't know who made them. I don't know what's going on with them. I think it's weird that they pulled them off. It could have been for legal reasons. It could have been for something else. I don't know the story behind that. I don't have access to them, but I would love to get them if possible. So, yeah.
There was a whole bulk of stuff.
Yeah, and it's not on the disc, which is really unfortunate.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So there we go.
Okay.
There's the news. Okay. Should we show more stuff?
We show more stuff, Rob. You go for it?
I'll go first. I got this. Speaking of our friends from Down Under, and Irene knows what I'm talking about. I got this, and I'm going to open it up on camera. This is the one of 2000. This is number, let's see, this is number 677 out of 2000. Grindhouse.
Almost. Nice.
This is Grindhouse. This has both the original full-length Grindhouse movie with all the trailers in between, and both Planet Terror and Death Proof, and it has the individual movies themselves, the extended versions.
Yeah.
And as you can see, it's got a cool lenticular cover, 3D cover. It's got Stuntman, our favorite Stuntman, on the back. And then let's take a gander at this. This thing is just, it is chock-a-block full of special features.
Nice.
And you've got this cover. Let's see what we open it up. And you've got the extended, I mean, this is pretty cool, the extended version of Planet Terror, 4 discs. You've got Death Proof in there.
Okay.
It's a 4-disc set. So you've got Grindhouse, and it is Blu-ray. It's not 4K.
Yeah.
So you've got 3 discs. You've got Grindhouse, the original Grindhouse movie. You've got the 2
separate
separate movies, and a disc of special features. So
is that a reversible cover? Rob,
yes,
or
it
just
is.
behind
I'm just
stuff?
looking at it. It is a reversible cover, but the reversible cover has all of our favorite ladies there.
Nice.
So I'm not gonna use that. I'm just gonna put the regular cover back in here and use that. But not to be outdone, there's more. Oh wait, there's more. I don't even know what more there is. But it looks like there's art cards in here.
Yeah.
Grindhouse, and there are indeed. These are on heavy card stock. So, we love our little art cards.
Yeah.
So that's cool. It's cool. These they look they're the back
Glossy.
of they're glossy, but the back of the paper is weathered. So pretty neat. Oh, there you go. Boobage.
Nice set.
That's a cool picture. So it's a good set, and that's in there. And again, 1 of 2,000. I always wanted to get this original version, so now I have it. And it comes from a land down under. So thanks for that. I ordered that.
Nice.
And I
Which company put that out? Imprint?
This is, I think it's just, hang on, it's Via Vision, I think.
Yeah,
it's from Via Vision. So,
nice.
They release imprint stuff too, but there are so many special features. There's even the making of the trailers. There's the making of the Thanksgiving trailer, the making of the Werewolf Women of the SS trailer, the extended Werewolf Woman of the SS trailer. There's a ton of stuff on this disc. I mean, a great deal of stuff on this disc. So
nice.
that's pretty nice. Let me put
great set.
So there you go. So I've got that. That came from Down Under. Then I got the 4K finally Decision to Leave. Which I got the original. I didn't know it's so lame.
The woman in the fog, Rob. The woman in the fog.
The woman in the fog. Why I got the 4K. I bought the Blu-ray because I'm an idiot. Also in 4K, I finally got John Rowland's Lips of Blood from Indicator. I don't know why this took. Fascination came out, which is one of my favorites of his films. Lips of Blood came out at the same time, but it was shipped to me late. So I just got this. We love our Indicator lesbian vampire movies. So that's cool. And then I did get Rosemary's Baby, and Tom from Midnight's Edge asked me to look at this and what do I think of the transfer. I don't know. I haven't watched it yet. The worst cover ever. Why shouldn't I feel like I'm going to just keep my Criterion disc and put them in here, but whatever. So I got Rosemary's Baby finally. I have not got the Hitchcock set that came out this week. But then,
have you done the exchange program, Rob? I was on the website that Bill did a link to.
Yes,
considering
I did.
The exchange, but I didn't hear back from Paramount. Is it
I haven't heard back either. Who knows? I mean, I'm sure they'll take care of us. And then I got something. As you know, I've become a big fan of Radiance because I've been watching their stuff. Really impressed with their output. I got something I was really interested in getting from them. Their limited edition box set of Messiah of Evil. Nice. Again, this came with an Obi. So on the outside of the box set, there was an Obi on the outside.
Yeah.
So what I did, and they've got the Obi version of the movie.
You didn't throw it away, Rob. Oh.
No, dude. You know what I did? I put it
nice.
in the actual Messiah of Evil cover. So yay on me. But they're actually putting this out with an Obi themselves, but I just thought I would do that.
But then
again,
it's not a box set anymore.
no, but it comes with this book is actually, I started reading this book. It's really great. There's a lot of great essays on this movie. Now, this movie was made by Willard Hayek and Gloria Katz, who wrote Temple of Doom. And this is a movie they made. I haven't seen it yet. I've always wanted to see it. It's come out from other companies in the past, but I'm sure Radiance has put out the best version of this box set. Very cool. Thank you, Radiance. There was a lot of great Halloween-themed movies. And since you've been here, we both have this to show, by the way, because you have a different cover than I do.
Oh, your Quartet of Torment has arrived.
It did. It did. I was worried about this because everyone else got theirs and mine hadn't shipped. Okay. And I was like, and then when they shipped it, it showed up immediately.
Nice.
This is now I have the Scarlet box, which I love.
Yeah,
it's a great. But I mean the movie's in 4K. This is a great box set, though. It's really great.
Totally. Hopefully, the last time we bought
the
Razor.
And I have to say, this hardcover book is fantastic. Yeah. Again, I started reading this book. It's great. I finally got mine, so I'm very happy. I feel very good about this. And I've got more things to show, but I'll wait till you're done.
Okay. Then I have probably less than you this week, Rob. Okay, the first one, like we said in the beginning, Five Nights at Freddy will be coming out on 4K. But this one, Universal did go the way of, put a DVD in it, make it lame and gay. I got The Last Voyage of the Demeter, which is actually not out in 4K, but I'm thinking there could be some sort of double dipping in the near future. Cover is the same on the inside beneath the O-ring, but it seems to have nice bonus features, and I like the movie. I love Andre Overdahl's output of movies, so this was a must buy. But I'm expecting somewhere down the line there could be a 4K. But Universal said, put a DVD in it, make it lame and gay. Transformers: Rise of the Beasts, the 4K Steelbook finally came. Unfortunately, no 3D version of the movie at all in the whole wide world. Not that I discovered any. Transformers: Rise of the Beasts. The next one, I ventured out to my few Instagram followers because I actually wanted only to have the movie once. Then I forgot to cancel another order, and then I got both. And I decided I reach out to my Instagram followers which one I would keep. Because I got the Barbie movies, Rob, the Steelbooks. I got the pink one.
Wow, dude.
And a blue one. And my Instagram follower said I should keep the pink one. So the blue one, which is actually the German steel, will have to go back. And this one I will finally open now. If I can get it open. Let's have a look how it will be completely. I totally forgot that I pre-ordered it both times. A little bit careful here. Zip. Zip. So here we have it.
It's pretty nice.
Completely. The 4K of Barbie. This is from Italy. This came from Italy.
You gotta love the Italians.
Yeah. And from 88 Films 2, which made a great Magic Crystal that Rob will never watch. I bought Battle Creek Brawl.
Nice.
Jackie Chan, which they put out in a nice box set. And Rob, perhaps you could help me. I think it was the first movie where Jackie tried to break through in America, but it took some years down the road.
I honestly, I don't know that movie, so you could absolutely be correct about that. And
I think it was the first one where he tried to get through to the American audience, but then it took some years, and Rumble in the Bronx was finally the movie that put him on the map in America. So we have, of course, with a reversible cover artwork, which I already changed, already out. Inside we have some cards. Just see if I can show them. I haven't seen it in a while. I remember there's some roller skating going on. Always make it wrong. So really big set, or perhaps a little bit of a smaller or not so well known movie from Jackie. Because it was directed by Robert Klaus, who did Enter the Dragon.
Right.
So, and then you've got a nice, pretty thick booklet, actually. It's nice pictures, nice other theatrical posters of the movie. And let me just see, this should be, I would think so, the poster artwork of the Big Brawl. So, a nice addition from 88 Films. And the last one, Rob, of course, A Cat in the Bag, which I haven't seen. It is an Italian movie which is based on a comic series, and there's already, the second part is already coming out, but I will try the first one to see if it's my thing. It's called just Diabolic.
Oh, that's Diabolic. That's the
Diabolic,
remake.
okay.
That's the remake of the okay. So Diabolic is a cartoon, is a comic, a European comic book that was made into a movie called Diabolic by Mario Bava that stars John Philip Law, which is fucking amazing. The Sabotage video, so you got, that's the remake that they made a couple years ago. Well, it's not a remake, it's a new adaptation. Yeah. So in America, it was released as Danger Diabolic.
Oh, okay, nice.
Diabolic's amazing. And by the way, the Beastie Boys, they did a video. Is it Sabotage? That they did a video where they did a riff on Diabolic.
Okay, here's the D, and there's, like I said, already a release date for the second one. But I will dive into the first one and see and go from there. And there's the comic in it too.
Yeah.
So Rob could actually give us more information that I could on Diabolic. So Rob, this was my haul for this week. Or for the last 2 weeks.
Well, that's good. That's a good haul. I got a few other things to show. Yeah. So, I showed that 2001 set from Film Vault.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it's an incredible set.
Is it the correct version as Bill Hunt told us? Considering that scene?
Yes.
Okay.
So here's Apollo 13. Now, Film Vault, these are not really on my radar, but so they, over at Vice, and Vice put out these Star Trek The Motion Picture posters recently. They put up a few more of these. They had, I want to get the Jaws one, Shawshank Redemption. Yeah. They put these up for sale. And I was ready at 10 o'clock to get them. And as I clicked on Jaws and I clicked on this to get them, from the time I put them in my cart to the time I went to actually purchase them, Jaws was gone. And so I was only able to get this one. I hate that. I hate when people are like, if you put something in your cart, you should have at least a minute or two before, it gets taken out of your cart or it sells out, because, you're looking at shipping, you're looking like to buy something else.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And so,
You try to split the shipping costs, perhaps, if you put an item more into the cart.
Why these are so cool is these are so well thought out. First of all, the covers are amazing. There's a metallic snap. And then the disc itself, it's so great. Apollo 13 flight plan, and it's got like a coffee stain on it. I didn't put that there. Yeah. It's part of it, which is fantastic. So you've got a book that comes with all kinds of swag. You have this really cool crystal number. It's a numbered set. This one is 2,578 of 3,500. And then, of course, you've got the movie itself in this case. I love these releases. I think they're great. I want to get all of them. So
inside, now. It is identical to the 2001.
Yes, but there's different stuff. And then there's a bunch of swag and everything, and it's just really well done. These are really beautifully produced sets, and it makes the movies special. Got Tom Hanks in the back, so. I got that, but this is number 8 of their collection, and comes with all this extra swag. So this is really cool. I just don't like it when I'm there. I wanted that Jaws set. Yeah. They put it up and it was gone. And then the last thing I got,
have you checked other Amazon sites, Rob?
No, I have. This was their site. They were selling it directly. So
okay.
And then of course I did get, because I've been getting all these Prince box sets. This Diamonds and Pearls. I showed that yesterday. Again, 7 discs, over 50 vault tracks, a Blu-ray of, I think, a 1993 concert. I love these box sets. They're great. So that came in from the Prince store. So that's my haul for the week. Pretty good haul, pretty eclectic haul. The Hitchcock sets that came out this week, I haven't got my box set, the Hitchcock Volume 3. It doesn't have a lot of great movies. I think most classic Hitchcock's already out in the previous 2 box sets, but you got to be a completist and get them all. So
nice. So what's left, Rob? The live chat?
Yes. Is that what? Do we have the live chat left?
You have to live through it, Rob. At one point.
Yeah. Let me just look and see if we're caught up in terms of everyone's super chats and things like that. Because I'm gonna go see. We're gonna go find out. Where we're at. I think are we caught up? I don't know. Let me look. No, we are caught up. We're caught up. So if you would like to do the live chat, I will turn it over to you. So keep it going for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, you can take a break, Rob.
Okay, I'm going to take a break.
Previously on Let's Get Physical Media. Tim Hens, is there an audio commentary for Psycho 2? Yes, Tim, there are 2 audio commentaries. You have an archive audio commentary by screenwriter Tom Holland and a new audio commentary by film critics Michael Brook and Johnny Maines. So 2 audio commentaries on the Psycho 2 4K. Victor Fontaine. Yeah, you can tell the first Psycho was the only Hitchcock one. The rest were a step down. Yeah, but the second one is actually a pretty damn good sequel, I have to say. Matt. So Killers of the Flower Moon Friday. It was fantastic. I would say it's in my top 5 movies of the year so far. Nice. Speaking of Taylor Swift owning the box office over the weekends, except for Five Nights at Freddy's, she's totally not my type, musically or else, from Alt Metal. Speaking of Killers of the Flower Moon, not really setting the box office ablaze and costing 200 million. Rabbit 32. So basically, Apple can afford it. Yeah, Apple can. Matt just noticed Steed's shirt. Unfortunately, I haven't it. It was actually a picture of Elizabeth, considering Liz views. Will the show ever come back? Who knows? Who knows? And Albion Mark, it's not Cameron Diaz. It's actually Rob Spouse who was on that shirt. Irene Jobson blamed Dieter. He brought it up. Yeah, sometimes I can be blamed. And Tim goes on. Yeah, let's blame the German. Okay, yeah, to take the crap for what I have done. Adventure Square. I still don't get why 3D gets dropped in TV production. Me neither, Adventure Square. I don't expect a company to put 3D in every model, but just one of your line can't be that difficult because we already have had 3D TVs. John Kipola, are there any boutique style sites that I do not that I do not know about, such as Arrow? Well, John Kipola, normally Second Sight has their own website. Vinegar Syndrome has their own website. So most of the boutique labels actually have their own websites where you can order the stuff that you want. So you don't have to go to Amazon. And especially considering the boutique labels, they pack their stuff better than just Amazon in the just cardboard box. So mostly of the boutique labels, they have their own website. Adventure Square. Where do I have it? Here I have it. Right. Is it the tunnel movie? Exactly. Absentia from Mike Flanagan. I wouldn't describe it as the tunnel movie, but it is the scene with the overpass in it. Yes, Adventure Square. It is the tunnel movie. Jonas Kellstrom, where do I buy this Blu-ray protector cases that snaps that you use all the time? We will have to ask Rob, but I think it's those protective sleeves he uses for the steel books and now uses it for the normal stuff too. John Kipola, I have learned that if I do not jump on physical media, it may never be available again. It could be, considering limited editions, but it should be. A limited edition is only limited when it's sold out, Not, we printed new more, we got the first batch out of the way, let's do it more now. Limited has to be a limited edition. Tom Jr. Jackson, Dieter with the Jar Jar Binks mug, very nice, yes. Tom, I used my Jar Jar Binks mug, which is one of my favorite, not a favorite character, but actually really one of my favorite mugs because the print is still in tip-top shape, even if this mug is probably now, when came Phenomenon is out, 1999, so it's almost 25 years old, that cup, but the print is still awesome. So it's one of my favorite cups, not one of my favorite characters. So Rob, thanks that you're back, because let me just see. Jonas Kellström wants to know, where do I buy this Blu-ray protector cases that snaps that you use all the time, Rob? I think he means the steelbook cases that you used, the protector sleeves on.
Here, I'll put a link in the live chat.
Yeah. Okay.
I just buy them at Amazon.
Yeah.
And they're great. I want to start putting all of my anything that has a slipcase on it, or an O-ring or whatever. I feel like I need. They don't fit everything, but I do love them. I mean, they actually add unlike you, who's gotten rid of all your cases. They add a uniformity to the your collection, which I really, really like. So hang on, let me find the link. I'm looking on Amazon let's see, I'm looking, I guess this is the hold please. I'm still last 30 days. Let me go to 2023 and find them, because they're great. And when you put them all in, like on a shelf, if you still like to put them on a shelf, it adds a uniformity to your entire collection, and I think they're terrific. And here I have found a link, and I'm going to drop it into the live chat.
There you go, Jonas. There you can get those protective sleeves that Rob is using.
Yeah.
Bill Barkley. For All Mankind, basically the right stuff. Well, not really.
No.
For all
No. For all,
when is season 4 starting in November?
it starts on the 10th.
Oh, nice.
By the way, I'm dropping it in right now.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go.
No, so For All Mankind is an alternate history of the American space program, beginning with the Soviet Union beating America to the punch and landing on the moon first. So it is truly a science fiction alternative history story. And it shows what might have happened had we not gone to the moon first and the space program kept going. And what ends up happening with NASA is all the technology NASA develops, they're allowed to patent their own materials, their breakthroughs. So the future, the technology in For All Mankind is happening before it happened in our world, because NASA becomes a self-funding organization.
Yeah.
And it's a fantastic show. It's one of my and so the fourth season concentrates, it's 10 years after we first go to Mars in the 90s. Each season jumps ahead a decade. And so now it's in the 2000s, and we have a presence on Mars, and it's a private company, not unlike SpaceX, called Helios, is running Mars. And apparently in the season, we find an asteroid that we're able to capture that has more mineral wealth than all the minerals that have ever been mined on Earth. So everyone is now, the Soviets are vying for it. We're vying for it. So I don't know exactly what's going to happen, but looks great to me.
Can't wait. The Alex Sorber, Wicker Man is a fun movie I watched yesterday. Brit brought her A-dance, which actually wasn't Brit, because Tim told you about it, Alex Sorber. It's actually another woman that does the dance in the Wicker Man. Bill Barkley, did anyone ever collect HD DVD? Come on, Bill. Of course. People collected HD DVD. Here, Battlestar Galactica, Season 1. The Matrix movies on HD DVD. You know? And of course, look at this big box set here. Heroes, first season on HD DVD.
Wow, boy, did they fuck that show up. What a great season of TV that was. The first season's so good.
Yeah. Exactly. So there were people that didn't listen to Bill Hunt, you know. They went full in on the HD DVD train. Admiral, I double dipped the Blu-ray this week without knowing I'm getting old. That's the life of a collector. having stopped double or triple without even knowing. Blazing Asian. I had Mortal Kombat on Laserdisc. I didn't realize you had to flip it over. My family was like, that's it? That's a weird spot to end the movie. The 90s. Tim Hens, Rob would go apeshit if someone did a ninja movie with Asian chicks. Rob, is there not a ninja movie with Asian chicks?
Well, the Heroic Trio, kind of a ninja movie with Asian chicks. No, I would go bananas.
Yeah.
I would go bananas if somebody made a ninja movie with Blackpink starring.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
a good idea, by the way.
Exactly. The only new movie that you didn't mention, Rob, that comes out is Ninja vs. Shark. That I saw.
You know what? I chose not to focus on that.
Yeah, it's more my cup of tea. Exactly.
Yeah, you go ahead and tell me how it is. Although one of the Burnett axiom is there is nothing that can't be made better with the proper application of ninjas. You can make anything better.
Sharks and ninja. Come on. The cover looks great. Okay. Geek of One. Enter the Ninja sounds like a Pornhub exclusive. Could be. Victor Fontaine. Just give us new 4Ks with the original theatrical artwork and the previously released special features. Is that so hard to do? It seems that way. Dieter, did you and Rob manage to secure the BFI Exorcist box set? Rob, I didn't have a shipping notice at the moment.
Dude, me neither.
Me neither.
You know, the Vixter was trying to get it for me. I put it down when it was made available. I mean, I have a feeling that they probably end up going and making more. You know, there was 2,000 of them, and because it sold so quickly and people were scalping it, that Warner Brothers intended to make more. They just don't know those. They just haven't been able to get them made yet. Okay. So
the order is still open. It's not canceled.
Mine's still open. Yeah. Yep.
I haven't gotten a shipping order. 10 minutes. Last week, Bill was on the show. Yes, and 2 weeks before, he was on with us too. How does Bill sort his shelving order? We have to ask him the next time he's on the show. Hey, Bill, are you in the Criterion closet now? Because it looked like when Bill was on our guest that he was really in the Criterion closet where people picking stuff up to show their favorite movies or picks. Troy Ulysses, Cameron does not care about his old movies. Any new 4K of Aliens and or The Abyss will be awful. Hopefully not. The 4K of Titanic at the cinema looked terrible. Okay, let's wait and see. Lord Toth, I wanted Police Academy collection. Go for it, Lord Toth. No one's holding you back. Victor Fontaine, I'm going to miss those Best Buy exclusive steelbooks. Well, Victor, considering exclusivity, a lot of those stuff is available international. It's just exclusive for the American market if you buy it at Best Buy. But a lot of those steelbooks are available internationally. Guy Newbie, where's my Armageddon 4K? God damn it. Exactly. I want Armageddon in 4K too. And The Rock, of course. Tim Hens, I'm always on the lookout for some Schnäppchens. We all are, Tim. We all are. Blazing Asian, I don't know. Those soccer moms can be quite unruly if they don't get what they want. But they gotten a 2-1 against Bayern Munich last Wednesday. Bill Barkley, does Rob know that the Bob Hoskins Super Mario Bros. 4K Asian release on a third disc has the Morton Schenkel extended cut of the movie? I didn't know that.
Wait, what? Run that by me one more time.
Yeah. Does Rob know that the Bob Hoskins Super Mario Bros. 4K Asian release on a third disc has the Morton Schenkel extended cut of the movie?
I did not.
I
don't think I will be buying that, but yeah.
The Legolas, this was actually a message from the member chat, and I think you missed it, Rob. Hi, Rob and Dieter. I'd like to recommend this movie from France called Anatomy of Fall. Loved it, reminds me of The Verdict, My Car, and Decision to Leave. Unfortunately, I haven't seen it, Rob. Have you heard about the movie?
Yeah, I've heard it. It's everyone's buzzing about it. You know, Oscar contention. I can't wait to see it. So, yeah.
Yeah. Have to look out for it.
Yep.
Danzig, 1979, needs Strange Days, though. Well, we always wait. We hope to get a 4K. But if you don't want to wait, Rob, is there at least a good version out of Strange Days? Help him out.
Well, yeah. I mean, it comes from your land.
Yeah.
And the German Blu-ray is quite good. And there's two different versions. They did a 20th anniversary version.
Exactly, Rob. You have to be careful, Danzig. You have to get the second version that Rob bought, and it's he bought it as a Schnäppchen, I believe.
Yeah,
was price reduced. NDH, I'm not sure how good it would look in 4K due to the cinematography style, but I'd like Minority Rob in 4K. Spielberg's War of the Worlds looked pretty good, yeah, but the sound was actually a step down, considering even if it was a Dolby Atmos track, it didn't reach the power of the DTS master audio track. So you have the War of the Worlds 4K with the really better picture. Even with my setup, just full HD, I can see it. But you have the weaker sound. So, So if Minority Report comes out, hopefully they get both right. Considering Bill was on the show, Adventure Square, thanks, Bill. James Woolard, great guest, thanks. Always nice to see Bill on the show from BDEP. Retro Nerd Girl, this is my first time seeing Bill, and he's really impressing me. Awesome stuff. NDH, thanks for bringing positivity, Bill. Retro Nerd Girl. I remember begging my mom to get me a Cinema Fantastique magazine with Arnold on the cover, promoting Conan 1982. I destroyed that thing, reading it over and over again. A World in Pyjamas, Science Lady. Rob, when the violent rude stuff came on, Mom used to say to us, turn around and close your eyes. Adventure Square. I quite like Memento. I think I'm watching Memento. I gotta start watching Memento. There's a movie called Memento.
I get it. I see what they did there too. That's funny.
Great. Blazing Asian. My super chat was skipped. I sent it right before the Bill Hunt interview. Well, Blazing Asian, perhaps it will come up in the live chat a little bit later. Daniel Stanistam. I have Battlefield Earth and I've watched it many times. So what? Okay. Isaac Gushman. I have an imported steelbook of the 1993 Mario Brothers. I judge no one. Okay. Not loud. Reese Mack. The hosts must have vaults to hold all this physical media. Vaults? No. Just a room looking like a mess. Altmetall. Oh my God. I randomly stumbled upon a recent Corey Feldman concert out of this world. Yes, Altmetall, you have to see it to believe it. Wouldn't believe it that someone would describe to you a Corey Feldman live performance. Scarpet's Domain, Dark Harvest, phenomenal. The streaming movie on Amazon Prime. And he goes on, Cobweb, second best. Yeah, horror is a really great year. Adventure Square, Dieter needs to read an audiobook of all live chats so far. Would you put Rob in a coma? Adventure Square. Demands, did one of the dogs nudge Rob awake after the live chat? Hopefully he does. Tom Jr. Jackson, can Dieter in a frustrated way shake his fist at the sky and yell, Hogan! I hope it was fine with you, Tom Jr. Jackson. He's like shiny boxes, almost as shiny as his head. Yeah, I'm not rocking the cool hairdo like Rob. Scarpet's Domain. I'm hoping watching The Exorcist makes me forget Exorcist Believer. Victor Fontaine. I got my shipping notice for Quartet of Torment back on Thursday. I ordered direct from Arrow, Pinhead Edition. They sold out quick and are going for $200 on eBay. Yeah, if someone is sold out, prices can go up. Das Play-Doh. Will there ever be a Heaven Raiser movie? Would be. Michael D. I can't wait to get my brain chip implants from Best Buy. We talked about it. They're selling medical equipment. Demands Boo, night shift next week. Why do not to show on a Sunday for once a month? Exactly on that Saturday, I have to work too, Tim. And PlayStation Asian, here's your super chat if Rob missed it. Move over, Barbenheimer. Welcome, Exor Swift. If you want to feel alienated and confused, watch a double feature of Taylor Swift and the new Exorcist. That was the $5 super chat from PlayStation Asian. Tom J. Jackson, Five Nights at Freddy was a great movie. Are you trolling again, Tom? You have to be trolling again. Come on. Video under D. Oppenheimer was so bad. Snoozenheimer. Okay. Gary Smith. Irene, it really looks like Dieter has become Americanized. They're speaking of last week where I wasn't there and Bill was filling in for me. Roberto Suarez, was the Hitcher remake with Sean Bean any good? As far as I remember, Roberto, it wasn't that bad, but it wasn't a remake that we needed. But as far as I remember, I have it on HD DVD. It wasn't that bad. And I think it was from the Michael Bay company that produced the
when they were doing the remakes. It's not that it was just sort of needless.
Exactly, you know? Exactly. Wasn't that bad? Like I said, it was needless. Adventure Square. I can't believe Rob owns blood-sucking freaks in 4K. Justin Toner. Rob got rabbit grannies too. Yeah, he showed posts last week.
It was the whole set. You know, it was cheaper to buy.
Yeah, the whole package with Magic Crystal. Great.
Yeah,
it's in your movie. That Rob said, probably not. We'll watch. Irene Jobson, considering Bill was last week on the show. Dieter, you look so different. Adventure Square. Your avatar AI bot is doing a fine job. Roman Chopra. I watched Halloween 1978 for the first time recently and found it extremely boring and trivial. What's wrong with me? And I adore Carpenter. Well, Roman Chopra, considering the movie is actually old, and I can fully understand that you find that movie boring. Halloween is a little bit a part of that old time. I always go, would I show some of the younger people the first Halloween? Probably I would say no. No. They would be bored. So I can understand you, Roman Chopra. I can understand you. Bill Barkley, is Batman Forever on 4K? Yes, it is. All the Batman movies, the Schumacher, the Burton movies are available on 4K. Batman and Robin 2 is available on 4K. The Alex Sober, I have so many freaking pre-orders, I'm starting to lose track. Normal collector's life, Alex Sober. And this is a super chat from Thomas Logan. I don't know, it came in the last second. The Killer, the new movie with Michael Fassbender from David Fincher, is playing at the Alamo Draft House. This was a super chat. I don't think you did get to it, Rob, because it came in last second. And it will be on, help me, Rob, Netflix next week on Friday.
Yes, I believe it is.
Yeah. That was the live chat, Rob, from the last 2 weeks.
Well, that is a fine live chat. Live chat.
You survived it, Rob. You survived.
It was good. It was good. It was great to have you back. Another good show. Let me just make sure that we have made sure that everyone is taken care of and here.
Last
Terrier, let's go back. Terrier has been a member of this channel for 31 months.
Ooh.
And Meekin Music has also been a member. Meekin Music has also been a member for 32 months. Thank you for that, sir. Terrier says, when is Paradox coming out on 4K? Starring, among others, Bjorn Alexander from my small hometown of Mo i Rana. I enjoy the set greeting once a year. So what Terrier is referring to is a movie that I edited, a low-budget film called Paradox, that was on Amazon and it was on Netflix, that Mike Hurst directed, that I edited at his fellow Norwegian Bjorn Alexander, who I actually filmed him on set and had him talk to Terrier because he was Norwegian. So I thought that was cool.
Where is it? Is the movie available at the moment, Rob? Do you know? Is it still available?
You know what? It was like a manufacture on demand Blu-ray, but I have it. You know, I don't know if you can still get it. Maybe you can. I haven't even looked. I don't know. Okay. Speaking of things I also worked on, 200 Watt Studio says, Rob, I'm organizing my film collection on noir now. Would you consider Femme Fatale's series neo-noir? I think it aspires to be neo-noir. It tries. Does it succeed? Better people than me might want to weigh in on that. I don't know. But yeah, why not? Put it in neo-noir. Michael Preston has been a member of the channel for 34 months.
Nice.
So thank you for that. That's very nice of you to say.
Yeah. And, as we would say in German, Urgestein.
Yes. So this is all good. I guess this brings us to the end. Let me just check one more thing and make sure that we are in fact caught up with anyone's responses. We are indeed. So yeah. So I guess we can end the show.
Exactly. So I say, jede Person, die du triffst, hat eine Geschichte zu erzählen, die du noch zu hören hast. Alles, was du tun musst, ist zuhören.
Well, I want to say thank you for everybody who generously supports this channel via super chats and tips. Thank you so much. I want to thank all of our moderating staff who is actually here, which starts and ends with the great Tom Jr. Jackson. Thank you, Tom Jr. Jackson, for being you, for telling everyone that we are all, in fact, goof people. And,
And
you know,
I forgot one thing, Rob. Des Doyle said it. Season 4 is greenlit.
okay, Des Doyle has
Season
decided.
4, yes, thank you. So I will be back. The world needs more. Let's get physical media.
Des Doyle,
So
the
Des
official
says,
showrunner of the Burnettwork,
Yeah.
has
Yes.
sent us the that's good. I want to
Season
thank
4 is
Lord.
greenlit.
By the way, Lord Toth. I want to thank Lord Toth for moderating. So that's good. And Mr. I think Mr. Foley. I don't know, whoever's here. Thank you for that. And of course, Louise X Sparrow. I forgot to shout her out the other day, but Louise X Sparrow. I don't know if she's here, but she's also another great imagination connoisseur, and she's also a great moderator. So thank you for that. And then I would say, I guess we're going to keep doing a show, man. We get a season 4,
Yeah.
according to
Season
the
4,
Irish.
season 4.
With the luck of the Irish
Yeah.
is upon us.
Thanks, Des.
And
So I will be back. We'll be back next week, Rob.
we'll be back.
With episode 1 of season 4.
Episode 1 of
good.
season 4. There you go.
Let's get physical media.
So I would say
Unbelievable.
to all of you, every person you meet has a story to tell that you have yet to hear, and all you have to do is listen. And with that, I would say, have a better day, right?
Yeah, exactly.